All right, so peace and blessings, everybody. This is the Health and is Wealth webinar and how to get healthy and become your best self. So we'll be discussing some topics today that cover a plethora of areas on how we can really improve our health and how we can learn to appreciate our health as a part of our overall abundance and prosperity in life. All right, so who am I? I am Ashante Fernandes. I'm a certified professional herbalist, holistic lifestyle consultant, empath, Reiki master, crystal healer, intuitive creatress, and spiritual coach. I assist people like you in creating sustainable holistic practices to help you achieve a greater overall wellness. And as an experienced holistic healer, I've assisted others in healing their bodies from disease. I help those in my practice to gain immense insight into their spiritual potential through a continued spiritual practice. The practices like yoga, meditation, qigong, and more. I assist my clients in unlocking their untapped potential while helping them balance through their own personal healing journey. So, as we've talked about briefly, health is more than a key to success. It is a priceless treasure, a jewel, and a gem that can truly not be taken for granted. Yet so many of us are willing to sacrifice our health for the sake of convenience, circumstance, and other areas of our life that are important. But believe me, nothing is gained from neglecting your body, mind, and spirit when it comes to health. So let's explore some simple ways we can maximize our vitality and add to the quality of our life. So we're going to go through 4 simple steps that can help you with unlocking your true and your best health. So the first step is stress reduction. Now, I know a lot of people, deal with stress in many different ways, and it can affect us in many different areas of our lives, and we all deal with stress at some point in our life. So it's really important that we look at and address this issue, because stress can be quite an issue when it comes to health. So stress is a culprit of a lot of issues in the body and can eventually lead to imbalance and disease. Stress can play a role in destroying the body's cardiovascular health and can also wreak havoc on the endocrine system. By getting a hold on what the main stressors and causes of stress are in your life, you can begin to assist your body in balancing out to find health. Some common responses to stress in the body can include hypertension, weight gain, weight loss, loss of sleep, fatigue, and many more signs of imbalance. Because stress tenses the body and sends out all kinds of nasty hormones that could do damage to your organs and systems, it is more than important that we learn to manage stress in a healthy way. So stress is inevitable at some point in life. We all experience stress in one form or another. For some of us, life has been one long, nonstop parade of stressful situations, and for others, it seems like when it rains, it pours, and stress like to gang up on us at the worst possible moments. So regardless of how we deal with or cope with stress, one simple truth remains, that ready or not, it's going to come, okay? So how do we begin to learn to cope in a healthy way? Well, let's first assess and define some of the key parts or key components to healthy coping mechanisms. A healthy coping mechanism is any activity, action, or practice that we can use therapeutically to not only alleviate stress, but to help improve our general well-being. See, the genius of nature is that the healthy ways of coping with stress not only manage our stress responses, but simultaneously feel good and are good for us. So one of the most basic examples of this would be exercise. Low impact exercise can actually help be a benefit to the mind as gracefully as it is to the body. So it helps to activate certain essential hormone responses in the brain that make us feel happy, content, and peaceful. Exercise can also help to give you more energy as well as maintaining some of the essential physical systems of the body. So it qualifies as a healthy way of coping as its benefits extend far beyond making us feel better, but actually can help us to develop as happier and healthier human beings. So I'm going to give you guys some really cool, amazing ways to manage stress. And some of these ways are included but are not limited to prayer and meditation. Okay? This is one of the key components that I really utilize to help me manage stress, because spirituality can be a great help in helping to cope with stress, as basically it helps us to identify with a power greater than ourselves, as well as tapping into the power that we have inside of ourselves. By praying, we can become empowered in situations in which we normally feel helpless and hopeless, and through meditation, we can actually develop a great deal of mental focus and balance that can assist us in the pursuit of personal fulfillment. Yoga, another one of my favorite ways to cope with stress. It's an ancient practice of stretching positions that's designed to further align and massage internal organs, muscles, and tendons. Yoga helps to unite the mind and body and create a harmonic balance between the objective observer and the subjective self. Through the consistent practice of yoga, we not only challenge the body to go deeper into more advanced postures, but the mind to become as flexible as the body. Tai Chi. Tai Chi is an ancient martial art that's dedicated to the cultivation and maintenance of life force, energy through various forms and postures that are based on the principles of ancient Chinese medicine. Deep breathing. Using the breath to control and create different responses in the mind and body. Deep breathing is used in different forms and different systems. Some of the systems that I like to utilize are Qigong, Pranayama, and Dantian breath. Creative expression. Now, creativity is another extremely important aspect of your health. As the other activities expressed in this section, creativity fosters healthy expressions of emotions and emotional issues that can be sometimes hard to quantify. By allowing yourself to exercise your imagination and simultaneously express yourself, you can help to release stressful and unhealthy emotions. So creative expression can be anything from dance to painting to creative writing, poetry. It can be drawing or sketching. It can be collage work, arts and crafts, any type of creative expression that helps you to de-stress while simultaneously expressing yourself and using your imagination to create different things that can help to express who you are, even be practical or useful, or just allow the body to move and get into itself and become more succinct with itself. So creative expression is another important way to help manage stress. So healthy eating. This is another area most people don't see the connection between. So most people don't look at how they eat as affecting how they feel. What we eat not only affects the physical health of our bodies, but the emotional and spiritual health as well. Foods that are healthy and full of life force and nutrients can assist your endocrine system in producing the right hormonal balance that can keep you upbeat, energized, and providing your body with the nutrients it needs to run smoothly. So, I mean, who wouldn't feel good about eating right or eating well, right? So eating actually impacts our moods in these really impactful ways that we're really not aware of. And a lot of times, how we feel is connected to the way that we eat. When we feel poorly, a lot of times it's because we're not getting the nutritional content that we need to fortify our bodies. And you'll be surprised at how impactful eating healthy can be in changing or helping to lift or shift your moods. When you're in a space of stress and you're already experiencing stress from external factors, to also then couple that and double that down with stress from your body not being able to function correctly, because when your body's not actually functioning correctly, it creates stress inside the body, creates a physical stress inside of the body. To couple those two stresses together is not a good combination. So when you have healthy eating on your side, it's like an extra guard against dealing with unhealthful or stressful situations. So all of these practices can lead you to learning how to best manage stress while also maintaining health, vitality, and wellness. So I hope you guys are taking notes on that. Those are some of the ways that I really love to share that help me manage stress. And again, like I said, sometimes it's really under talked about how stress actually impacts the endocrine system. When you're doing things like trying to utilize or change your metabolism by either losing or gaining weight, when you're dealing with metabolic issues or diseases like diabetes, or when you're dealing with cardiovascular health like hypertension, stress management is so important. It's so impactful. It's also important, I'll note, to get proper amounts of sleep. So if you're not sleeping right, that's also going to affect those particular areas as well. So that's a bonus tip. Make sure you're getting the proper amount of sleep, which for most people is around 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, okay? And the best time to sleep, FYI, are between 8 p.m. and making sure that your sleep extends beyond 3 a.m. around that time. Okay, those are some crucial sleep hours right there. So, number 2, meal prep and planning. So here's the second tip that I'm going to give to you guys. It's going to really help to boost your overall wellness. Healthy doesn't equal hungry. Can I say that again? Healthy does not equal hungry. Too many of you guys are out there, too many of us are out there really, not eating because we think that that's the way that we're going to get to the place where we need to be inside of our health. And I'm here to let you know that you don't have to be hungry to, get to weight goals or get to health goals or get to areas or spaces where your health is very integrally incorporated into, or your eating patterns integrally incorporated into your health. So what if I told you that it's more important what if I told you that it's more than possible to eat delicious, well-seasoned food that will help to create the best outcomes for your body and overall wellness? Diet not only contributes to how we look, but how we feel as well. And when we choose to create healthier meal options, we are not only saying that we care about how we look, but also that we love ourselves enough to take care of the only body that we have. There are normally 2 contributing factors to why people don't eat well, and that's lack of resources like money, knowledge, or access, and also the lack of time, okay? So the lack of resources, although extremely discouraging, does not disqualify you from making the healthiest choices possible. Oftentimes, the lack of access to healthy food is designed by illusion or ignorance of better alternatives and community resources that are underutilized or simply not known. For example, many areas have farmers markets that also have programs specifically for people with low incomes. These programs can sometimes double or match the amount of food you get when using EBT, food stamps, and sometimes even give away large quantities of healthy vegetables and fruits. Community gardens are also becoming increasingly more popular in urban areas, and people who are passionate about delivering healthy food options to those who need it most are creating amazing community gardens and farm initiatives that are giving youth and community dwellers the chance to have access to not only the produce created, but the sustainable practice of gardening itself. These initiatives encourage creative ways to live sustainably, even in areas with limited space and land. The excuse of financial position and lack thereof is becoming increasingly less important for those determined to live a healthy life. Budgeting and learning where to acquire specialty food items can also be a means of creating healthier food choices. For more information on that, you can check out my blog, Vegan on a Hood Budget, and I'll actually post that link for you guys inside of the group chat that we started, as well as on my Facebook, facebook.com/Gemineye Holistics, and I'll make sure that that's inside of our webinar event as well. Okay? So as for lack of time, as the pressures of an increasingly stressful and busy lifestyle continue to grow, we continue to become less active and more unhealthy by the day. The pursuit of lifestyle has overtaken the importance of health, and convenience has become the theme of the day. As we learn to value speed and ease over quality and value, these mindsets also trickle down into how we manage our health. For example, the busy student on the go is more likely to pick up a snack from the vending machine rather than the produce aisle. The working mom may be more likely to go to the drive-thru or order takeout than to prepare healthy options for her family. And the single guy or girl is not about to resist the temptation and ease of pizza as opposed to cooking a whole meal from scratch. So the inevitable result of these actions is an unhealthy lifestyle based on the idea of convenience over nutrition. So what if I told you that the convenience and nutrition aspects or concepts can actually live on the same block? The idea that one has to be sacrificed for the idea of the other is just plain wrong. You can make simple, easy, and convenient healthy choices that will not only help to sustain your body, but also help you in the process of managing a stressful life. Remember, we talked about how eating healthily can actually help you to manage stress. So this is really key and important. So by making the right food choices, you're giving back to yourself the nutrients and energy needed for your body to be happy and healthy. And meal prepping and planning is one of the ways we can make this happen. When we begin to plan how we are going to eat, this helps us better budget, predict, and create healthy food options that give what we need to our bodies, pockets, and taste buds. All right? So it's going to help us holistically, and I'm all about the holistic. If something doesn't benefit and impact multiple areas of your life, most likely I'm not talking about it. All right? So a meal plan should begin by establishing what you wish to create with your health. If you are treating a specific ailment, certain foods may be restricted or encouraged. If you are looking to lose weight, you may focus on certain food groups as well as creating balanced meals. If you're looking to gain weight, you'll be looking to focus on nutrient content as well as fuel for your body to use while creating the ideal exercise regimen. No matter what you're looking to do with your health, it's all going to start with the fuel you're putting into it. So once you have established your eating regimen, either by doing research or meeting with a qualified health coach to create a specific regimen that works for you, you will create a food list. And this food list will serve as the grounds for the food that you can consume. Okay? And once you have this, you're also have your shopping list. You'll have, which can help to utilize or help you, which you can utilize, to help create your meals. And you should also explore creative recipes that will help you to not only stop being bored with your eating style, but it will also give you, insight into new ways of eating. So combining your love for health and your need for food to create the basis of your meal plan. Once all this is established, if your issue is time, then create a cooking schedule that best fits your needs. I suggest cooking in bulk over a period of 1 to 2 days, where you create bulk dishes of what can be mixed and matched throughout the rest of the week. What can't be cooked ahead of time should be prepared and easily cooked at your convenience and stored in an organized and easy to access way, so that you always have access to the food that you need when you need it. You can even go as far as to pre-pack snacks that you can take with you on the go. If you know you're going to be in environments where they don't have the food that you need to eat, or at work, and you have different temptations there. So, make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to make sure that you're eating the food that you not only spent your hard-earned money on, but is going to be best for you. Okay? So making activity fun. This is tip number 3, okay? And this is a tip that kind of I need to hear, because movement's probably my least strong or my weakest area in holistic wellness. So getting moving is a non-negotiable in the concept of healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise can contribute to a number of health benefits and is an essential part of feeling good. A misconception about exercise is that it takes too much time and that you can afford to skip it. A good exercise regimen to maintain health should be from 3 to 4 times a week for at least 20 to 30 minutes. This is not only manageable, but recommended by many studies that show that adding this much activity to your lifestyle can drastically improve your health in many areas. Now, if you wish to train your body for athletic reasons or want to gain more muscle, you may have to get to a more committed schedule in the gym. But for the average person who just wants to be healthy, get fit, and feel good, this is perfect. By following a simple beginner's program and getting into the habit of getting fit, anyone can drastically change their life. A misconception about exercise is that it's way too challenging, boring, or that you have to be at a high fitness level to get started, and these are all false. Exercise can even be fun. You can go to dance classes, yoga classes, and various other ways to get active that can challenge the body while stimulating creativity and fun. I mean, there's trampoline places now. There's all types of different ways to get active. You can make play incorporated into that, especially for people who have children. So busy parents can integrate the play aspects with their children into working out, making it more manageable and making it something that encourages the entire family to get healthy. Encouraging good habits early are always essential. By remaining open, flexible, and creative about the ways to encourage fitness, you can achieve health goals that you never thought possible. Of course, I want to encourage anybody before they start or can start any fitness or regimen, personal fitness regimen, make sure that you go ahead and consult with a professional fitness coach or trainer, and make sure that you also consult with your physician before beginning any of these regimens. Okay? Number 4, releasing personal blocks to success. So here's the key element here. This is what's going to set you apart from all those other times you tried to get started, you had those great New Year's ambitions, and you just didn't make the mark or carry that out through the end of the year. So no matter what your goal is in life, whether it be losing weight, starting a business, going back to school, or whatever your personal goals are for yourself, one of the biggest keys to success is to know where your mental blocks are and how to effectively manage them. By taking a realistic look at ourselves, our lives, and where we want to go, we can begin to unravel the seemingly hidden solutions to our problems. and become effective and successful at reaching our goals. Dismissing the idea of self-sacrifice. Now, here's a really key point that I want to get across to you guys. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for the idea of something larger. This does not contribute to your health or wellness. Being a holistic person that actually balances the idea of self-improvement in many areas is actually what's going to get you to that success in a way that's holistic, okay? So there is an inherent notion that has been programmed into most of us in this life that we have to self-sacrifice to experience success. This concept dictates that you cannot have it all, and because you can't do that, you must sacrifice some level of yourself to achieve your goal. An example of this thought process coming into play is, say you're running a business or have gone back to school and you're barely able to meet your minimum self-care needs like sleeping and eating. If this is the case, you may start to skimp the corners on things like the quality of food you ingest and how much time you dedicate to exercise and movement, or how much water you're drinking. There are just not enough hours in a day to have it all, right? This concept is false. While yes, there are only 24 hours in a day, and you may be strapped for time, resources, or even money, there is always a way to do more. It just takes creative thinking and concrete strategies that can help you to achieve your goals. Before you know it, by applying some of the information in this section of the webinar and getting the help that you need, you can be well on your way to living your best life. So getting organized. The first mistake most people are making in life is not getting organized or managing their time effectively. Ever catch yourself spending way too much time on social media, watching entertainment, or just doing things that are not adding to your success? These things are what I like to call time wasters. So now, while there does need to be allocated time for rest and play, this time needs to be assessed after realistically looking at your priorities and responsibilities. So you have to prioritize your time. For example, if I have a full-time job and I'm a single mother and my goal is to get fit, it may seem nearly impossible for me to carve out the necessary time for me to start my exercise regimen. But with proper tweaking and a realistic look at time wasters, some strategies and creative thought process, we can begin to carve out small chunks of time, 10 to 20 minutes, at least 3 to 4 times a week, where we can begin the process and effectively taking on this seemingly impossible goal. So by organizing our time effectively and getting creative about how she manages or she may take on this goal, this single mom can begin to work out incorporating her child into the workout sessions as added weight and play, which can then lead to effectively working out and spending quality time with their child. This can also set a good example for the child when it comes to healthy habits. This way, everybody wins and you're accomplishing your goals. So again, getting organized is really at the core, getting intentional about what it is that you want to do. This is the difference that's going to make or break that person that's successful at reaching their goal or successful at getting to the place where they need to be inside of their health, and the person that's always going to fall off at some point. The organization is there to support you. It's not there to make more work for you, but it's going to help make things easier for you in the long run. So if you get serious about managing your time, writing things out, creating schedules for yourself, looking at the things that are really wasting your time, and really committing that time period for yourself and reaching those attainable goals. And attainable is really a key concept here, attainable goals, because we're not going to be looking towards, making sure we hit the gym for 2 hours every day. We're not training for the Olympics here. We're just trying to get fit. So that's not an attainable goal. To go from 0 to 100, not an attainable goal. But to go to 0 to 30, then to go to 40, then maybe 60, then before you know it, 80 or 70%. That's an attainable goal, and that's measurable progress that really is improving your life. Think about it. That 20 minutes, that 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes that you weren't working out before, or that you weren't allocating to yourself before in a positive way. So that is an area where you're improving yourself. That's a win. So getting organized is so key. So some of those ways you're going to get organized, like I said, writing it down, getting a schedule together, really assessing what your time wasters are, alleviating those things. And then, of course, like I said, setting those attainable goals for yourself. Also, do things like if your goal is to start working out or your goal is to start eating healthy, doing that meal planning, okay, to start eating more healthy, making sure that you have access to the things that you need to get more healthy. If it's about going to the gym, make sure you have your gym bag ready. Make sure you're doing things ahead of time and planning ahead of time so that you're able to actually get the things that you need to get done in an easy way that doesn't feel stressful to you, that doesn't feel overwhelming to you, that doesn't discourage you from making sure that you're doing what you need to do for yourself. And trust me, in the long run, you're going to feel better about it anyway. So normally, there are three main types of people who are going to, try to get started. And these three main types of people are people who are independent and driven, okay? People who are starters and stoppers, as well as people who are slow to start. Okay, so we're going to hold ourselves accountable for the different areas in which we are working towards, okay? Staying accountable for your goals when you are the only one working towards your goals can be quite challenging and can be a recipe for disaster depending on your personality type. Some people can thrive independently and show great self-discipline on a consistent basis. That's your independent, ambitious type, while others struggle to keep momentum. That's your starter and stopper. And some people struggle to even get started, and that's slow to start, okay? So staying accountable is different for each of these personality types. So each personality type may benefit from similar concepts in different ways, while others may need to take a different route altogether. Here are some ways that you can stay accountable, varying on what your needs may be. So first, let's hit that independent and driven. Now, this is the person who needs the most minimal interaction to actually accomplish their goals, but there are things that you can do to better increase your chances. Why not? Why not prepare yourself for success rather than setting yourself up for failure, right? So that independent and driven person, and you may be independent and driven in some areas and not driven in other areas, and that's okay. You can still use that personality type from those other areas to help you get into these new areas or these new goals for yourself. So some of the ways that we can stay accountable as an independent and driven person is to keep track of your own personal progress by recording your goal and effectively managing your progress. Creating an environment of positivity by using affirmations and creating an environment that reflects your goals. Surrounding yourself with study materials and resources that can help you better your practices. And then, of course, abstaining from people who think negatively about your goals. And abstaining from people who think negatively about your goals is across the board. No matter where you are in the journey or the process of getting to whatever those goals are for you, whether it be a healthy new life, whether it be different areas, spiritual wellness, mental wellness, whatever it is, those people who think negatively, those naysayers, those quote-unquote haters, those types of people are not people that you want to have around you. So even if you can't, because you live with them for whatever reason that's uncontrollable for you, at least try to minimize your interaction with those situations, and then always enforce that same, independent context of saying positive things to yourself, affirming the things that you want to accomplish for yourself, and surrounding yourself with an environment that encourages that success. So the starter and stopper. So the starter and stopper is actually the category that I'm in. Hi, my name is Tay, and I'm a starter and stopper. So, yes, the starter and stopper is somebody, again, like I said, who you are all in at first. You're like, let's get it. Then somewhere around the middle, you're like, let me sit down. And this is actually a bad habit, and it's a problem about staying consistent, okay? So the first thing that you're going to want to do as a starter and stopper is you're going to sit down and address the reasons why you're not consistent, okay? There are reasons. Although you may not always understand what they are, they may be psychological, they may be physical, they may be otherwise, but you really need to directly develop a strategy that's going to help you combat those consistency issues. So for me, I'm going to be 100% honest. A lot of my stopping is psychological. When I get into a space where I don't feel good, or I'm not happy, I had a blasé space, it's hard for me to stay motivated. That's a psychological block. That's me not feeling inspired, because personally, I'm fueled off inspiration. Inspiration helps me motivate, and motivation keeps me going. So, again, what those psychological blocks are for me, by me understanding that, I can then begin to shift into a place where I begin to feel inspired, encourage activities that help me to stay inspired, and then that helps me to overcome that little slump. And then also, I don't, kind of beat myself up for stopping either. I just get right back on it, okay? So the other thing that you need to do is manage your time wisely and check in with an accountability partner or group to keep you motivated. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I need somebody to check me sometimes. Like, I am normally a very independent person in other areas of my life, or I can come off that way, which is why it sometimes surprises people to hear that sometimes I need somebody to kind of check in with me. But who doesn't need an accountability partner or group that helps to keep you motivated? Sometimes that energy is needed because you may not have that energy around you, or you may be that person for a lot of other people. In my circumstance or situation, that's what I do for a living. I help motivate people. So it's important for me to have somebody in my life that helps to keep me motivated and helps keep me accountable for what I said I was going to do. Surround yourself with positive reminders of why you're working towards this goal. Again, keep yourself motivated with positive imagery. I have, some people have vision boards. I have an entire vision wall, okay? I am not playing. I'm about that life. I also do sigil work. I write down my goals. I just keep myself to, I have a schedule board where I write down all my goals and things I need to get done for that week. I am serious. I keep myself surrounded because those are the things that keep impacting me. If I keep walking by it, if I keep seeing it, if I keep it in a visual area, it helps me to stay inspired, which helps me to stay motivated. All right? Surround yourself with positive-minded people who support your ideas and goals. Importante, okay? Extremely important. Again, like I said, keeping yourself around positive people is going to help you stay motivated when those times when you're like, I ain't feeling it. I'm going to just fall off. Let me eat this French fry real quick. Let me eat this cookie real quick. You know what I mean? No. Stay around people who are going to keep you accountable and also be positive and let you know that you're doing well. Because sometimes you need that positive reinforcement, right? Sometimes you need, hey, you're looking good. Did you lose weight? You need the energy of, hey, I see you working really hard, and I'm so proud of all the work that you're doing. So that energy is needed as well. Keep track of your own progress by recording your goals and effectively managing your progress. So keep writing it down. What did you do today? What did you do yesterday? What are your goals? If your goals are that 3 to 4 times a week, create a chart for yourself. Fill in that chart. Like, I'm so serious about accountability. Anybody who's on here who's taken any of my coaching courses, whether it's been my chakra course or my karma course or any courses with me, you all know what I'm talking about. I love a chart. I will make you write it down because for me, that visual reminder, that visual aid of, yes, I did 20 minutes yesterday. I did 10 minutes the day before that. You know, it helps me stay motivated. It's like, yeah, it's not just a concept or an illusory concept. It's the actual physical concrete thing that I can chart and progress. All right, so make sure you do that. Create an effective an environment of positivity by using affirmations and creating an environment that reflects your goals. Again, this is something everybody needs to do, creating positive environments for yourself. Surround yourself with study materials and resources that can help you better your practices. If you're coming up with new information that's actually inspiring you to try things different ways, learn different areas of what you're trying to master, it's always going to help you, again, stay inspired so that you know that this is what you want to do. All right? So abstaining from people who think negatively, I think that's across the board. Everybody just needs to stay away from negative people who don't have positive things to say about these amazing goals that you want to start. So my slow to starters, okay, so people who have trouble getting motivated in the first place. These are the people who, oh yeah, I'm going to do and they never ever even get started. So you can't win the race that you never start, right? So we have to really realistically sit down and figure out some realistic ways that we want to achieve this goal. This is the problem with people who are like this. They're probably dreamers who don't have very good practical skills of how to realistically address an issue or realistically sit down and figure out how they're going to go about doing whatever it is they want to do. Okay, so let's be honest about if this goal is right or realistic for you to achieve. All right, let's say your health goal is I want to be in a size 2 by Wednesday. Boo. Okay, you are in a size 16 today. Wednesday is 7 days away. How are you going to get to a size 2 in 7 days? Not happening. So it's not a realistic goal, right? But to say I want to get down 5 pounds in a week, that's a realistic goal, and that's something that we can actually accomplish in that amount of time. So be honest about if your goal is right for you, or even if it's realistic for you to achieve, because we do have to be realistic about what our goals are. We have to be honest about what our goals are, and that's not to say we can't achieve amazing things in short periods of time, but it's really more about that steadiness and being honest about what's going to be right for us, okay? So if it is that you have found out what some of your mental or emotional blocks are, begin to effectively treat or manage them. If one of your blocks is anxiety, and that's a real thing for you, you have anxiety, which is worry about how the future will turn out, and you actually literally get anxiety attacks, or you have general anxiety disorder, begin to effectively treat that, okay? Start seeing a therapist. Start really, doing the things that you need to do to make sure that you're addressing that mental or emotional block. You can't, if you keep failing and you keep blaming yourself for your failure, but you're not looking at the reasons why you're failing, it's just going to continue that cycle. Break the cycle by really beginning to realistically look at what some of those energies are there, okay? So manage your time wisely and check in with an accountability partner or group. That's one that we've already mentioned. Surround yourself with people, with positive reminders of why you're working towards this goal. Surround yourself with people who are positive-minded and who support your ideas and goals. Keep track of your own progress by recording your goal and effectively managing your progress, and create an environment of positivity. Surround yourself with study materials and abstain from negative people. So those are some of the ways in which that you can help yourself to identify with what area you are in, where you are inside of your health goals, what type of thought process that you have, and how you can begin to effectively manage getting started. So now what? So now that you understand some of the tips and tricks and you also understand what it's about to get organized and really get on the ball with redefining how you're going to achieve that success, now what is it that you need to do? So now that we're clear on how important health is in our lives, how many of you are on fire to get started changing your life and creating healthy changes that you've been needing to implement? If you're in the chat right now, I'd love to see you guys, chime in, say, hey, I really am ready to start changing my life. Let me know in the chat. Also, if you're in the comments section of this video, and you're really in that area where you really need to implement that and you're passionate about it, let me know in the comments below. All right? So if you're serious about getting healthy, take the Level Up Wellness Challenge. This is no ordinary health program. We're integrating holistic concepts that address root causes of disease and unhealthy patterns of habits and behaviors. And we're also creating effective solutions through group coaching, one-on-one services, and other resources that we utilize that cater to your needs. All right? So step up to the plate and take the Level Up Wellness Challenge today. Early bird registration for this challenge is only $77 for 3 weeks of access to this amazing program beginning September 21st, okay? So the early bird registration ends on Friday, September 7th. That's this Friday, this upcoming Friday. So there are 3 days left on the early bird roster. Regular admission or regular registration is $111, and that ends on September 18th. So if you're serious, I'm telling you, this can be one of the best investments that you make this year. This can be something that's going to jumpstart you into that way of really seeing the results that you want. If you've been hitting blocks, you've been hitting areas where you're just not getting motivated the way that you need to about your holistic health. And when I say holistic, I mean body, mind, and spirit, because we're going deep and we're going to address every area. Make sure that you sign up for this program. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So don't delay or miss out on this amazing opportunity to join a supportive community and get the results that you've been waiting for in your health today. All right, so that's, again, the Level Up Wellness Challenge. It includes a 21-day wellness guide, a 21-day food list and meal prep guide, group coaching, fitness and self-care activity list and meetup. We have 2 holistic health consultations that are included inside of this, coupons for herbal products, as well as health services. It's all available at GemineyeHolistics.com, and that's GEMINEYE holistics.com, and you can go on over there and figure out how all of that works. All right, you guys. So that is our presentation. All right, great. We have somebody who's passionate, who's ready to really step up their health. Make sure that you follow all of that information that I gave you there. Make sure you get, empowered. You can also go to facebook.com/GemineyeHolistics as well to find out more information about it, links, information there, all of that stuff. It's been a pleasure meeting with you guys. I am so happy that I got to share all of this amazing information with you. Love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to meet with us today. Thank you so much. You are so awesome and amazing. Peace and blessings. Love you guys so much. Goodbye.